Welcome everyone to ALTTPR League. This is a match between Stoops Troop and FROMPS Time that happened on December 23rd. This was their division finals, game 4. So we will be watching that and commentating over it for your guys' pleasure. I am Conan Turan, and I am joined today by Star 1468.
Hey everyone, how are you doing, Kona?
I'm doing well. This is an interesting one. It was a defeat Ganon swordless inverted enemizer. So it should be fun.
Yep, should be interesting.
Well, without much further ado, let's go ahead and get this started.
Yep.
They should start any moment now.
And yep,
okay. There we go, and they're off. Looks like we got divergence already. One going to Dark Chapel and one going to Link's house. There's not too much you can do up here other than check Stumpy and hope to get a bomb drop for Hype Cave. You'll see more runners go for Dark Sanctuary so they can get up into the bomb and magic farm that is the drop down of Skull Woods.
Yes, although Lionel is a rather rude greeting for Scarlet there. Stumpy providing just $20.
Bunny's giving you 5 arrows. Not super useful.
Not particularly.
One of the hardest things about Enemizer, or not Enemizer, but Inverted is getting that money right off the bat, which luckily the $20 from Stumpy did give us that money, which means you can go here to Arrow Gaming and get the money.
Yes, indeed. As Scarlet takes a death there and dropping down to Skull Woods.
No, she's farming. It's on purpose. She's farming these bombs and magic here. Yes. Right, so you'll probably see her die a few more times.
Makes sense now.
As she gets these magic and bombs. Yeah. Meanwhile, Alucard is trying to be all fancy and get the same hit on the dude. If you can hit the same dude all times, you actually get 99 rupees for that last hit. Not typically worth it if you can't get it, because if you can do the other more knowing setup, then it's still 120 something rupees for succeeding and hitting it all the times, and there's a pretty easy setup. But he does get enough to do dig game and is going to be digging, while Scarlet, having farmed up 4 bombs and a full magic drop off of one of the enemies, is going to continue in Skull Woods to find out what she can find.
Yeah, first chest was just a key. It's just a single arrow on dig game.
the arrow of destiny, and he picks it up.
I mean, might as
That
well
look more
get
incidental.
a bit of ammo.
He's just trying to get money at this point.
Yeah. Okay. For the skull, there's a couple of keys and the bombs. I think not much really. Yep, Alucard starting at Link's house doesn't mean he has a lamp. Doesn't none of that does a whole lot at the moment. There's a Henox here, yikes, and map check is that we have Green Pendant, Ice, Pendant, Meyer, and Crystal everything else. I don't think I saw a red crystal.
Which means we got both good crystals in the light world, as well as the last pendant.
Correct. Skullwood's big key chest for Scarlet. Alucard heading in the same direction. Yeah, you'll want to go the exclamation mark mode.
Yeah, this is a vodcast. Unfortunately, we don't have access to change Shahabot. That's all automatic on the League side, so ignore Sahabot for this one.
Yeah. And there's a lamp.
Scarlet taking those bombs. Sorry, go ahead.
Cave. Also, Alucard taking a death just before getting into the Skull Woods drop down, which really sets him back. As there's a fire rod in Hype Cave.
Okay, and Moon Pearl?
Yeah, the Moon Pearl.
This is looking like a pretty hype cave.
Yeah, some money and a heart piece. Yeah,
decent hype cave.
I'll take that.
Moon Pearl and fire rod. Correct. XYZY. This is old match that happened on December 27th, or sorry, December 23rd, but live commentary.
Yep. And live tracking. Shoutouts here to our tracker Jinxie Girl. Actually, do our commands still work?
Yeah, those ones have been updated.
One minor thing.
Oh, yeah.
You might want to update the teams.
Oops.
Only Alucard is part of Stoops' troop. Scarlet is part of Team FROMPS time. Kono is also a restreamer.
I can fix that. Give me just a second. Scarlet.
Sorry about that.
There we go. That's been fixed.
There we go. Alright. Alucard now we're going to head for Hype Cave and pick up Fire Rod and Moon Pearl. As Scarlet does some archery. I don't know what you'd... Very good Hype Cave, like 7 or so maybe out of 10, because there were a couple of junk items, but Fire Rod and Moon Pearl are really good.
I mean, Moon Pearl's pretty hype.
Yeah.
Scarlet showing off the more reliable method, getting a slightly more money, with it just hitting off that little dude in the back once it hits that, I believe it's the second curtain, the edge of it.
Yeah.
It's plenty of money for their big game.
Yeah. Alucard, save of quitting to Dark Sank, is going to go back to Dark Kakariko now. Village Vatcasts now, is probably at this point going to do the front of Thieves Town.
I can see him doing front of Thieves Town. That's 4 checks in there. With that fire rod, we can actually go back to Skullwood.
You could. It's just not appealing on 3 hearts, green mail, nothing but a fire rod.
Hey, it could be a vanilla Mothula and, progression. Hey, Green Goo, come on, vanilla Moth.
Okay, that helps. In the Sea House. This is Swordless Endomizer, so they would really like to find their hammer as soon as possible.
That is going to be very helpful.
And there goes Alucard's last bomb, actually, on opening up the bomb hut. Which has flippers.
Okay, so that actually opens up Ice Palace.
It does.
Because an inverted Ice Palace is just open for us to go into, as long as you have a fire source to get in. So I could see them going there soon. It's kind of saying, hey, go here.
Yep, Scarlet just closely behind as we see 10 arrows and a bloopy in the chest game. So yeah, Ice Palace is now an option. I expect we'll at least do the front of Thieves Town and then decide from there.
Oh yeah. Because the bosses as well are also randomized, so we actually don't know what will be back here. For all we know, it could be a Mothula, and it could be in logic and killable with that fire rod.
Alucard is seeing some of the enemies here. There's some nasty ones, jeez. That Wizrobe is not a nice sight, for instance.
Well, they're pretty easily dodgeable. They're harmless.
Okay, that thief.
That Murderdactyl, on the other hand.
Not so much. Thankfully, a fire rod takes care of it pretty quick.
Interesting to note is when the enemies have a light world or dark world counterpart, if you see something like the crow in the dark world, it actually is a Murderdactyl. Don't let it fool you. It has the same damage and health as the Murderdactyls do because it is in the dark world.
Yep. Nice little Alucard going around a bit to avoid dealing with the thief, which is killable, but he has no magic, so might as well just get around it if possible.
And you don't want to waste what few magic you do have trying to kill something when it's not required.
Yep. Oh, and that's that.
Meanwhile, that thief is bullying Scarlet.
Yes, indeed. She manages to get out of there. Let's see how well she survives the next bit, because this is not a great situation. No, the two are basically in sync here on this screen transition, actually.
Each runner, I believe, has checked everything the other one has at this point.
Yeah, they have. They're even at this, really.
That Parabomber thing is not in a good spot for Scarlet. I don't know what those are called.
P-Cat, yeah. There's the bombs and the glove. Nice find. Yes.
Okay, that's good. We are now only at that hammer or another glove away from light world access.
Indeed. Like they are both going to head for the back. And the flying bomb dropping things, if I remember correctly, are called P-Hats, or the ALTTP version of P-Hats. Oh, there's a fire bar. In a not particularly fun spot. There we go. Ooh, and
Armos Knight since the boss. That is really... not. I don't believe that's killable with a fire. Is it? I don't know if the fire rod actually hurts them or not.
I have no idea.
I don't think
it does. Scarlet taking the decision. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yep. Not saving and quitting. I'm not sure where she's gonna go unless she's thinking of going up to Skull Woods.
No. Now let's
no. I don't know why you wouldn't have just done that right off the boss like Alucard did, but
I'm not sure either. I'll be
honest. They maybe not quite sure where they wanted to go at that point. But does look like Alucard neither runner choosing to go to Ice Palace. They're instead going back into Skull Woods.
Alucard is heading back to
Scarlet might be kern jumping, I believe. Looks like. Ooh, that enemy there. Oh no, never mind. They have flippers.
No, you don't need to kern jump. You have flippers. You get catfish time. It's one of the things I was thinking of. It's one of the things I was thinking of when I saw those flippers. Is the first thing I thought of was not Ice Palace access. The first thing I thought of was you can get over this to this side of the map.
It's only one check, though. It's not very much. That glove also does put, that ball and chain guard.
A Dark Death
Guarding old man.
Yeah, you can now get up to Dark Death Mountain, which is
that roller appearing out of nowhere. That is hard. That is tough.
That is.
Yeah, Is she gonna try again? I don't. Like going up the mountain would probably be better at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, she looks like she's trying again. Or not?
Changing her mind? Save quitting, which I would guess is an Ice Palace play. Yep, this is south.
Yep. Looks like we're gonna be getting Ice Palace.
Yep, and Alucard is taking the long walk around.
He didn't even pick up the speed bush. Come on. Makes you go faster.
Bucks on top of Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, get that bomb. Those bombs are valuable.
Yeah, they are. Nothing much. An uncle... not uncle, old man. Words.
Not too many checks available up here. Pretty much only Spec Rock is available to you at this point. Super Bunny Cave, actually, as well. Because you can just climb up on the dark side and go over. There's no hammers on the dark side. So you can actually get over there, see what you need for Turtle Rock, what medallion, as well as check Super Bunny.
Oh, there's a blue whale instead of Spectacle Rock, which is nice.
Ooh, that is going to be very nice to have.
Yeah, especially in Swordless Endermiser, you'd really rather like that.
Meanwhile, Scarlet is actually doing pretty well using both bombs and magic to get rid of all these enemies in Pengator Room.
Yeah, not bad, and gets a little magic drop here too, which is very good considering her only real source
only
is bombs and a fire rod. Oh no, yeah, no, that's a quit out. That is a I'm out of here moment.
You're gonna need more hearts and that mail upgrade at the very least before you try that again. That was an unfortunate room.
Yeah, you're not dealing with Hinoxes on that equipment.
I mean, they do die in one bomb throw, but with two of them in there and all the other stuff, the chances of you actually succeeding that... Oh.
Yeah, no.
So it looks like she might be going over to Pod.
Yes, this would be a pod trip, as Alucard is indeed heading for Super Bunny. Oh, there's some Lionels.
Going to be checking that medallion requirement for Turtle Rock.
Quake. Alright. And what yield was selected this? We do not actually know what was selected and what was just selected by the runners and what was selected by Sahaba, but the end result of it was this mess.
Ooh.
And Super Bunny has $20 and $50.
At this point, though, their progression is pretty much either in Ice Palace behind that absolutely evil room or in Pod here.
Yep, as Scarlet has to avoid a couple of crystal rollers and a chain chomp on the way to Pod. Yikes.
Manages to do it very well, not losing Kiki, not losing those 10 rupees.
Something I forgot to do on the notes sheet is to add a notes section now, just for commentary notes for interview.
Unfortunately, neither of these runners are going to be able to have an interview after this. I've already asked them, and they are otherwise busy.
Okay, that's unfortunate. So we'll just be here.
Yeah.
Watching this as Alucard here enters Ice Palace, and oh boy, we're Bullock.
We'll see how he handles the room.
I was gonna say we're Bullock in the pod until I remembered it's Enemizer. We might not.
Logically, though, progression can't be there. It still expects those room to have a bow locked enemies, so it's not... Progression actually is not going to be in Pod at this point because we did not get a key off that left side. None of this is in logic. Anything that she finds here is going to be out of logic.
Yeah, right. So that leaves what little is in the back of Skull Woods. I believe we saw one item in the front, which leaves...
We do have access to whatever boss is there, as well as the bridge room chest. So it's either there or in Ice Palace.
We could also do the back of Thieves Town, I think? Question mark. We know the bosses are most knights, but neither of them went to the back.
No, neither of them did. So yeah, it looks like at this point, progression is in one of those 3 dungeons. Oh, he is going for it.
Alucard is going
nicely done.
It. Nicely done indeed. Jeez, that's nerve-wracking.
I feel like even if they did have the glitch stick, they probably wouldn't go back there to do
Icebreaker. Good lord, no. I don't think you would.
Probably not worth it.
No.
Oh.
Scarlet. Oh man, this is not a pleasant room. Nothing much here, and that's the State Death Orb from Scarlet.
Sorry, I missed. What? She got a key in the back there, and nothing else?
I can't remember what the other one was, but nothing notable at least.
Okay.
Gotta love chalking the skull pots at things because that's one of your better damage sources. So that using the vulgar
Right, it
bombs.
does tempered sword damage, I believe, doesn't it?
Something like
Throwing
that.
pots at items at people. Luckily, the po there is the one that. No, that's not a po. That's a ropa. No,
Not sure. Convenient recovery heart there.
I forget what those little guys are called. Not choosing to do the bomb jump here on Alucard's side.
Really doesn't want to
yeah.
try it as Scarlet takes it. I'm not sure if that was intentional on Scarlet's end. Apparently not.
No.
Okay, these rats are probably some of the nicer things we've seen so far in this seed.
Except you have to remember they're crickets, not rats.
Oh yes.
They have the same damage as crickets do, which is a surprisingly lot. Crickets are
I am not
mean.
the most with ALTTP enemies as geez, this does not look like a fun room. You've got a Hedox and an Igor.
Yeah. Can that be damage? That is a nasty one to try and beat without a sword.
Is that one of the Igors you can kill with a with
a sword?
Bow?
No, these kill rooms in Enemizer will never have enemies that require the bow to be killed.
It makes sense. Another death for Scarlet, and this just
all it being in the wrong dungeon is causing the weird coloring of that. It is considered a green Igor, so trying to kill it with bombs. There we go.
Right.
Oh.
Jeez, this is not a great room. That is probably one of the nicest things you could have seen in that room, too, a fire snake.
Right? That giant... Okay, what's here? Oh!
It was Shadow!
Oh, it was a shadow hiding in the door!
Oh, no.
Oh, this is great. I love this. This is so good at this point.
And Alucard is out.
That is one
Scarlet did.
mean Ice Palace.
Yeah. That Ice Palace in this Enemizer just sucks.
Oh.
Alright, Hammer Yelm time for Scarlet. The Enemizer actually being decent with it. Because oftentimes Hammer Yelm can be... Oh goodness, I believe it's a Lionel and who knows what else in this mess.
That heart, man, they will take it. At this point, with the enemies they've had to fight.
They'll take whatever they can get. Managing to avoid the Lionel there, at least I think it's one.
Yeah, that was a Lionel and I think an Octorok.
Yeah, and there was an Octorok and yeah. Shadows are as shadows. Pyramid Ledge time for Alucard, which has just 10 arrows. This is one of the things I forgot when we were listing off places to go, but it's junk.
Yes. Ooh, so where do you think it's going to be? You think it's going to be Skullwoods? It can't be in Pod. Well, logically, it's not in Pod. It could be something else, because we're looking for one of two items. That doesn't help us at all.
Not right now, but that is a good find for later.
It makes routing in Pod a lot nicer, because now you can do this without death warps, but it doesn't actually give us access to anything, because in Converted, it goes from light world to dark world instead.
Yeah. Will be
so
useful later, as
Pod is out of that. I believe that was all the checks that you could do in Pod.
Yes.
It's either in that absolutely terrible Ice Palace or in Skullwoods. I imagine
Skullwoods or
no,
Thieves.
I was wrong. Oh right, Thieves. No, Scarlet being very indecisive as to where she wants to go.
I don't blame her. She's like, I think she was thinking about going to Ice Palace there, but then I was like, wait, that Ice Palace really sucks.
Yeah, and Alucard got only a little bit further in, and it doesn't get any better.
No. Enemizer made Ice Palace horrible.
Looks like Scarlet is choosing to try and finish out Skullwoods. There is, I believe, one item still left in there.
I think one, maybe two. Actually, no, this is
no, she hasn't gone up the mountain yet.
Yeah.
Okay, she'll go up the mountain, get her blue mail, which she will be very thankful for.
Oh yeah, with this horrible a seed, which I guess should know that even with blue mail, Ice Palace still sucked.
Oh, Four hearts. Oh.
4 hearts, blue veil, and no weaponry of any kind besides a fire rod.
And dwindling magic. I believe both runners still have that green pot. Like having that green pot is very nice. But you only get one.
Yeah.
I don't. Otherwise, you have to farm.
I don't know Gwydion Knight. So I have very limited experience with Inverted. I don't play it myself. Don't play Atomizer very much either. But my first time commentating, so I mostly just commentate it from once in a while and my first time commentating Inverted was an Inverted Cross Keys Atomizer.
Oh.
I think that one might have been worse.
At that point, though, it's like the inverted doesn't even do. When you have cross keys, inverted doesn't really even do anything. Like
it just got very, very messy. Inverted cross keys Atomizer. It was 2-4, and it still took 2 hours and like 10 minutes or something like that.
Oh. For those of you just joining us, yes, this is Inverted Swordless Atomizer, and
it sucks.
At this point, progression is in one of 3 dungeons. We've already checked Scarlet's already checked all of pods, so Alucard's not going to find anything here other than probably a boss heart container, which is going to be nice.
And a mirror, which will be nice later.
It makes routing nicer. It doesn't really help with getting to the checks, though.
No, not at all.
It's either in an absolutely terrible ice palace, like that. It is so bad. There are a bunch of enemies that require Igors that require killing with bombs.
There's a Hinox,
very limited magic, and fire rod and bombs are our only damage source. Although that's not true. We now have the blue cane, which I don't know if that's better than the fire rod or not.
I don't know.
It does do damage.
It's something at least. I believe that was also in pod somewhere.
Yeah.
I forget which chest off the top of my head, but yeah.
But progression to unlock more is gotta be in Ice Palace. I believe there's one check left in Skullwoods, and then the back of Thieves Town.
Correct. And that's honestly it. Scarlet did the very first chest in Ice Palace, got to the room before Icebreaker Room, saw 2 Hinoxes, a Beamos, and some other nasty stuff, and noped out.
There are 2 Beamoses. Don't forget the other Beamos.
2
There were 2 of them there.
I shouldn't forget the second. But yeah, no, saw 2 Hinoxes, 2 Beamoses, and some other nasty stuff in the room before the Icebreaker Room, and was like, yeah, screw this. This is not a good idea. I need to get out of here.
Alucard went further, found even more terrible things.
Had to kill a Nightmare with just bombs and got basically nothing. And then died to a shadow, so that's how that trip went. Currently, both runners are just doing things we've already seen. Scarlet is because we saw Death Mountain earlier from Alucard, and Scarlet did pod earlier.
Yep.
And Scarlet thinking about it.
All the checks she has on Darth Mountain.
Yeah. He realized I need to get out of here.
So at this point, it looks like she's going to be heading to either Thieves Town or Skull Woods.
General area, village outcast area at any rate, because there's nothing else. As Alucard heads back into pod to see what else is here. Pod's enemy set at least is relatively okay, all things considered. I wouldn't say it's nice, but it beats the other things we've seen.
Relatively tame, considering what has been in this seed so far.
Yeah.
I mean, looks like she's going into Thieves Town first.
Yeah, I mean, Swordless Inverted by itself is going to make life miserable even without Atomizer. Atomizer thrown in the mix just makes it worse.
Normally, I would actually say Atomizer makes Inverted easier because you are less likely to see the Dark World enemies in the Dark World, considering they could be Light World enemies. But when you throw Swordless into the mix, then all bets go out the window. Especially with how mean this Atomizer has been.
Yeah, Thieves Town has been reasonably okay so far.
Oh, right? This is a walk in the park here.
Yeah, that room was a snooze fest. As Alucard takes a death on the pod bridge there.
Oh.
And is heading back in
look
because
at
they're
it. Look
really...
at it that way. This is so much better.
Yeah, this
than normal.
is fine.
Oh, getting a nice full magic drop off of... I really couldn't see what that enemy was. It was kind of
I
grayed
couldn't
out
tell
a little
either.
bit.
I also don't remember what all ALTTP enemies are off the top of my head either, so... Nope, okay. Couple guards is not the worst thing in the world. Some nice
Those
refills.
ball and chain cards just pieced out. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got that chain.
Yeah. The thieves are annoying because you take away those ammo refills. You really need... Oh, goodness gracious, this does not look good.
Oh,
okay.
Just a single rupee. Not bothering with bombing the
because it's boss
or there
miser,
because you don't need it. Boss miser just puts the boss there. We already know it's Armos. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Which actually is now beatable with that blue cane.
Yes, it. Huh. That would be the dumbest, but yes, blue cane being right next to the.
It's blue cane is actually a surprisingly effective weapon against Armos. It doesn't sound like it would be, but it actually is. All you have to do is kind of stand near the top of their little rotation, and the damage knockback will actually keep them on top of you. So you'll have all the Armoses on top of you, all taking damage at once.
Nice.
It works surprisingly well.
Huh. I did not know that. Don't really think about going to Armos with just that.
No, it's not something you see very often, but we'll probably see it here. But you do need a full magic bar to actually make it work.
Scarlet also needs to make it there, which is currently being very dicey as she finds just some money in blind sell.
I think that was all of the items.
I think
in this dungeon.
So, because we saw most of the items in the front.
Oh no, that means that I think it was one item in Skullwoods or Ice Palace.
Ice Palace is the world's worst.
At least both these runners now, then their next dip into Ice Palace is going to be with a blue cane, which will be really nice for that invulnerability.
Yes. Jeez.
Okay, here you'll get to see it here, and just look at how surprisingly effective this blue cane is against these Armos Knights.
Yeah.
Oh, except you do run out of magic, which is fine though. She's got that green potion that it gave us in Seed House.
Yeah.
So if you out here, you just gotta stand here and just watch them die.
It's
a surprisingly good weapon against these Armos Knights. Oh gosh!
Okay,
that was so close.
Effective. And yep, just the map. Well,
you don't really think about it, but it is very effective against those.
It is.
And if you can do it right and kill that last dude before he turns red, then you can actually do it with just one normal full magic bar.
Nice.
You don't even need half magic to make that work.
And our Alucard here has actually decided to go back into Skulls before going back to Thieves, so we'll be slightly ahead of Scarlet, getting into the back.
Yes.
This room's about the usual.
Arguably, I'd say this makes it easier. It is worth noting, though, that any super tile that has a Wallmaster on it in vanilla, in Enemizer, still has that Wallmaster.
Yeah. I would say, though, that the Hard Hat Beetle and the Mini Moldorms are fairly decent sites, though.
Oh, I feel like they're much better than the Gyptos that are normally here. The Gyptos.
Yeah, there's only one Gypto in this
berries that are normally here.
Yep. Alright. Scarlet making more considerable use of the cane, which is honestly pretty smart considering this mess. There's a key in the big key chest, which is not helpful.
Oh, that Hard Hat Beetle, though. Scarlet's number.
Also, some nice knowledge from Alucard there, bombing the wall there for a magic refill.
Oh, yes. That's very important to know where all of your good magic refills are in Skullwood. Yep. Looks like Scarlet's going to be doing the same. Because that is the only full magic drop, I believe, in Skullwoods. There's a few other places for small ones, but only full magic one.
Oh no! There's giant spike traps in the bridge of Skull Woods.
Oh, that is not going to be a fun room to go through. At least they have the blue cave.
The blue cave.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna need it to get to there. There's the
ice rod is our second item.
Okay, the back of Skullwood.
That is both items, I believe, out of Skull Woods, which means our progression is an ice palace.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah, I do believe.
Oh. You're gonna want. I'm trying to think what shops have green potions. I'm actually not sure if any of them do. They can get to.
You don't know either. But yes, are probably the lousiest ice palace we've seen. Because that ice rod doesn't make ice palace any easier.
No, it does not.
As long as you have one rod, that's helpful, but having two rods doesn't do anything more than having one rod, really.
Yeah.
It's not like they could
Scarlet,
get to
you
the
can
back.
see here trying to rack her brain, figure out where to go, realizing that, all I have left is Ice Palace.
Is this,
she doesn't want to do it, but it's her only option at this point.
Yeah. I mean, who does want to do this truly horrible Ice Palace? It should be noted that Scarlet used that green potion to take down those Armos Knights. We'll see if Alucard does the same, because that actually could be a bit of a difference.
Back into Pod?
Good question.
Did she not check everything in here?
I sworn she did.
Or no, not Pod.
No, she's Pyramid Ledge, I think.
Pyramid Ledge. Yeah, we saw that on Alucard's side. Did not see that on Scarlet's. Unfortunately, after Pyramid Ledge for her, the last check will be Ice Palace.
Yep. And trust those for the viewers who are just joining in. This Ice Palace is not fun. No.
At least it's a green pendant. You know, it's a green pendant Ice Palace that you don't want to dip. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, they can't
one more item to it, you know.
They can't currently get to the boss at the moment either, I don't think, because they don't have a hammer.
Nope, no hammer, yeah.
So just straight up, it's just literal last location, though. Really crappy Ice Palace.
It's got to be something. You either got to, at this point, you got to have that hammer in there to give you access to the boss of Ice Palace.
And also
and Light World, yeah. Or a glove. That'll I imagine if these runners see either a glove or a hammer in Ice Palace, they are going to be noping out of there immediately.
Oh god, yeah, no, you do not want to stick around this.
Especially because it's a green pendant. There's no reason to suffer through this more than you need. But it's got to be one of those two items, or something that leads to them.
It's very little that could.
I don't even think there's any fetch quests, because all the fetch quests involve the Light World, and they don't have access to it yet.
No, I don't.
Unless it's a bow. It could also be a bow, and that would put more of Pod in logic, and the boss of Pod, depending on what it is in logic. Oh god, I just had a horrible thought.
Horrendous.
What if we get the bow in Ice Palace, and then Trinex is on Pod boss?
Oh good lord.
Because you do have fire and ice rod. I don't know if hammer is required logically for that, though.
Good question.
Oof.
Alucard's showing off some knowledge here and picking up a blue potion.
Blue potion. Okay.
The shop
there is
by
a blue
Dark
potion
Lake
shop.
Yeah. And the shop by Dark Lake Hylia here.
I did not know that was a blue potion. That is good.
It is some excellent
Scarlet
knowledge.
might not know that that's there, or didn't think about it.
She knows it because she has enough money for it.
Yeah, because that would have been a very good thing to have.
You don't say. Time for Alucard is slightly behind getting back into Ice Palace in Scarlet, but did do most of a decent chunk of Ice Palace earlier.
Not that
and
that
then
really
died.
helps him here.
No, that can save a little time opening chests, but that's about it.
Scarlet is completely out of magic. This is bad.
Oh.
This is bad. Oh wow, that was amazingly juked.
Yeah.
But then this, and now you have to beat. No, you're not.
No,
She's dying here. I don't.
Scarlet, please nope out of here.
She
4 bombs.
She can't. She knows she can't. But yeah, no, she needs to get.
She can't. She doesn't have enough
Yeah.
anything. She needs.
You
need 10 bombs and full magic to realistically get through that room. To be quite honest.
Right. Knows that, and that's why he got that blue potion.
Yeah.
Scarlet, you need to think about where you can buy a potion from and go buy it and make sure you have full bombs before going back in there.
Yeah, because you have to. That room is genuine. If you don't, you have to come into Ice Palace and pull everything to really hope to get anywhere. Cause,
and you can see her pausing and trying to stop and think where these shops might be.
Okay. Carrying
he's
this
trying to farm enemy drops.
Maybe trying.
Come on, just go down into that shop right there. You know that there's a shop there, right?
Direction.
Go to the shop. Yes. Okay, this is good.
There we go. Thank you.
This is what we want to see. You could buy that blue potion. You can do it.
Please do.
Yeah.
Also, could buy some bombs here too. Has enough money for both. All right, is now fully equipped and can
honestly
go back.
I wouldn't have blamed her for buying that shield either. Anything at this point to help you would be appreciated.
No kidding. I don't think I'm pushing this in the shop in vanilla. I've got no idea.
That might be a change for inverted specifically. I know they did make a few other changes. It makes sense if that is a change for inverted. Because that would prevent terrible situations where you just need extra magic or health. So ooh, bug net. That is another nice find. Because if they see a fairy, they can get that.
Does that do anything for Aga?
That does actually, yes. Put Aga. It's not in logic yet. They still need the hammer or the cape.
Yeah.
Because it's inverted. It's different.
Inverted. That
puts Aga in logic.
Yes, it does. That's dismal.
Oh. I didn't think about that. Because Aga is up on Jan's tower and it's just open. And you don't need anything. So with that bug net, that actually does put Aga in logic in Swordless Seeds.
Yes, because
so that could be their that's their light world access right there.
That is. Also, that's horrible.
Oh. I don't know if Alucard is hoping to get normal Dark World access and not have. Oh, Bombos doesn't help.
No,
but it does look like he might be he might be going for that Aga play now.
I think so. I think that's all the items out of Ice Palace.
Yeah, Dark Death Mountain. He's going to kill Aga and getting his light world access.
Is it. Yep, he wants to get out of here.
I love it. This is so good.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, our light world access today is a bug net Aga. it's great. I love it.
It's a really horrible Ice Palace.
And it is fully in logic with Swordless Seeds to bug net Aga is in logic.
Yes, because in Swordless, the curtains to Aga are just open automatically, as are the vines to the Skull Woods boss.
Yep. And they also added those medallion spots. It's important to note, too, you can't use medallions at all in Swordless.
No.
The only places are to open the bosses or in Ice Palace in those 2 rooms.
Yep, Cold Stair room and the first room.
Yep.
So that Bombos is of basically no particular utility to them at this point. Scarlet making good use of her cane to get through as much of that. And it's just going to bomb the heck out of the Igor for the rest of it.
Hopefully, though, she will get her bug net here and head to Aga shortly. You might even see her dipping out after getting that. Yeah, no, Fire Rod doesn't work against those guys.
Nope. Blue Cane does, though, but this is a slow. Yeah, Blue Cane.
There we go.
And gets a bomb drop for it. Good.
Yeah. I believe that was an iced tea room that we found the.
No, iced tea was Bombos.
It was Bombos, and so that was the bug net she just passed up.
She'll go back for it.
Yeah, you can't do this. You don't have a hammer.
Can't do that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No hammer.
Yeah. Also, a comment in chat. I was wondering why these players barely had any progression 40 minutes into the run, and now I can see why with this insane difficulty. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a bug there.
I'm waiting for Scarlet to realize that that's now her Aga. Yeah. It's not something you normally think about.
No, it's not. It's really not. Also, Alucard tried and ended up giving up in the maze there of Aga Tower and is going, I'm not quite sure where, but not there.
That's it? I mean, where else can you go?
I don't know where
more. Oh, I think he's getting more money to buy another blue potion.
Oh, which makes sense with
and
how
then,
this is
going. Yep. He's getting more money for more potions.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, okay, dude, just go with the normal strat. Just go with the normal one.
Please, don't do this. Don't try the slag strat.
He's trying to be fancy, and not. Just do the normal strat, dude.
Do the normal one, please.
He's stubborn. He's very stubborn. Unless he doesn't know it, he might not know how to do this easily.
I don't know, because the easy strat is to just stand next to the dude and press the fire button as the thing, as the
as the left side of the little dude in the back crosses the left side of that second curtain. You just fire the arrow while standing right next to him while facing up, and you will hit him every time. It works for the first 3 games you play, and then the hands and the dudes in the back get off sync and you can't do it anymore. But then you just leave and come back in, and you can reset it.
Yeah, Alucard is making a profit slowly, but
just surely. Not very fast.
Yeah,
I'm beginning at this point to think he just doesn't know.
He doesn't know that fast strat. Because there's no way you do extras in this situation if it's
which I mean
for swag.
Some of his teammates at this point. Oh, hey, there we go. He gets 1 good full game done. But yeah, you need more for that blue potion. That blue potion is what, 150? Or is it 250? I forget. 150.
150 and wants bombs, which are 50 more.
You
want at least 200. And honestly, since you're here and you're finally gotten the rhythm down, you might as well just get it all done. Yeah, I guess he doesn't play inverted very often. He's having not much fun with this seed. I don't think Scarlet is either, really.
Oh no. Speaking of which, Scarlet did end up getting that bug net.
And the bombos.
Getting actually those full magic off of that dude. That's nice. She probably knows that that's there. I missed that the first time, and then she's going to go do her Aga.
Yep.
Not picking up a potion on the way.
Interesting.
Which might be yeah.
Because we know that Alucard wound up noping out to go restock.
Yeah. Why didn't you yell at me that there was no sound going? I didn't even realize it.
Oh. It was on earlier and I just kind of zoned out because it's pretty quiet anyway.
There we go.
Why am I hearing the...
there we go. We're good.
was gonna say, because that was like the, I think, title screen music. I was like, that's
Yep,
not the right one.
I fixed it. We're good.
Alright, cool. Okay, alright.
Oof. Yeah, you want to try it. She's trying to get use
Both
as
as
least
quickly
magic
as
as possible.
Yeah.
Which is a good choice here.
Absolutely.
But Alucard now having oh, that's a mean enemy. Now having gotten that potion and bombs is now going back in to try this again.
Yeah, because I mean, none of these enemies are inherently what you'd immediately see and go, "Whoa!" But P-heads are not nice.
No. Oh. Oh. Okay, that was
close.
Yeah, just pop the cane, pop the cane. Oh, you.
Oh man, it just.
I mean, okay. There is one more kill room up top, so that you actually have to kill the enemies for. I believe it is the one that's not this one. Oh.
Oh no, that's a death.
And that was a 1.0 death. That guard hit her after she was falling, did extra damage, and yeah.
Oh man.
Going right back in. You can't use that. Yep. Yeah, you can't use that. You don't have a sword.
No.
Yeah. Oh, this is not a friendly Aga Tower either. I mean, nothing's really friendly when you only have blue. When your best weapon is blue cane.
Yeah.
But this on Alucard's side is the other kill room. You have to kill.
Oh, good lord. When
the
you
enemies
have
in
limited
this one.
Shadows is not it's not a good sign.
Oh no. Well, okay, here, pop out that blue cane. They're all right here. You want to wait for them to all get in the center.
Shadows are normally a fairly fine enemy to see in Enemizer just because you can kill them pretty quickly if you have, you know, anything that's not
nicely
just
done,
a
Alucard.
cane or... Yeah, normally shadows are fine, but this is not so much the case.
Oh, more kill rooms.
Yeah.
Nothing too bad. It's just
none
of these enemies have been terrible. Limited resources is the biggest factor right now. Is
yeah.
Oh, Scarlet, why do you have double speed beeping?
Oh no, why? Oh no. Yeah, no, especially not an inverted swordless Enemizer. Please don't have double speed beeping.
Do that.
And okay, Scarlet is noping out to go restock, which makes sense.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, this makes sense. I mean, she didn't know going in, but with how this seed has been, I feel like from this point on, these runners should probably be getting as many potions and safeties as they can, because this has not been a friendly seed.
No, it is not. They would also really love another bottle. Well, they would love a lot of different things, but another bottle would be one of the things. Oh, that's enough for Alucard.
This is insane.
This is just horrid. Reset for Alucard, yep.
Yep.
No, Red Wizard Hades there.
Oh. Well, this makes sense on Alucard's side, because now he still has his full bombs and that blue potion. So that
No, this seed looks... No, the 4 hearts isn't part of the game mode, it's just the randomizer was horrendous.
Yeah.
We've seen 1 heart container, that's it. I don't think we've even
an out-of-logic heart container, I might add. And that blue cane, also out of logic. Both of those, the game didn't expect you to have this.
The game wanted you to do the god-awful Ice Palace into this...
Yeah, this was that blue cane and that extra heart container were behind bow-locked pod.
Yeah. Pod was decent enemy-wise. Ice Palace really sucked, and I'm honestly not sure if Aga Tower is any better.
This is great. Oh.
Yeah, this is the kind of game that takes the better part of 3 hours. But also, though, there's a significant difference in magic level right now between these two runners. Alucard is nearly full, and there went all of Scarlet's.
Yep.
And Scarlet also only has 1 bomb.
1 bomb. Yeah, Alucard has set himself up much better. His last save is pretty much full of everything right before entering this. So if he does fail this, then all he has to do is hard reset his console and load up and try again, because he'll have all of his items back.
Yep. Yeah, they do both have a blue potion, because you kind of need one.
Yeah.
The bottle at least was in logic.
Yep. The bottle was in logic, so that was nice. But this has been an absolutely terrible enemy placement. Like,
Jesus.
So mean.
Normally, I don't think of shadows as being a particularly horrendous thing to deal with in Enemizer, because they go down pretty quickly if you can hit them. The problem is hitting them.
Right? When you don't have a hammer or a like good weapon, they're just a pain to hit.
They really are. Because normally they'll because they go down in like 1 hit to just about anything.
I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, Alucard here, I'm actually surprised he's not checking more of those, unless he already knows. I don't actually know which pots there, if any, have magic.
I'm not sure, but
they are synced up going on, and Scarlet's already used her blue potion. I don't think Alucard has.
Did as well.
Oh, he did. They are both not doing well.
No, this guard here is not being nice.
But Scarlet gets through. Yeah, he only needs to get right up here. Oh, there we go. There. Oh. Okay, so now both runners are going in for their Bugnet Aga kill almost simultaneously. After 54 minutes, we have almost no progression, and we're finally getting light rolled access.
Yeah. I don't know how the heck we managed to get inverted swordless endomizer as a mode, but it's not the greatest settings combination.
Now, just don't die on Aga, please.
Please don't.
Getting back up here.
2 blue balls in a row is not nice, though.
Yeah, Jedders, you said that, but then Scarlet took damage.
You said this fight isn't with Bugnet.
Oh, with Bugnet. Okay, yeah, I misread that.
I think I did. Pretty well on both sides.
So far, we've seen 2 blue balls. Make that 3. Don't think either runner has missed an orange ball yet.
Nope,
and Scarlet takes him down. Oof. Alucard gets hit.
Gets the 3rd blue ball. Lol, Zek. I'm gonna go with that for your pronunciation. Let's give us an immediate goal check. I think we know it's Pete Gannon.
Yep, it's Pete Gannon.
And Scarlet seemingly
having problems to figure out where they want to go. But both runners almost in sync, killing Aga and doing their light world checks. This should be a much better seed now. There's so many light world checks that are available to us.
Yeah, let's see. Alright, Armos, their bombs off Uncle is at least an ammo refill.
Which is nice.
It is. Okay, couple Armos is doable. Especially because it gets to 10 more bombs.
More bombs.
Alright. In all honesty,
that's nice. They'll have full bombs going into Kakariko, which will be good. And a bottle, so they can check Sick Kid. Like, they'll be able to do everything, all those checks.
Yeah, hey, Haystacks Calhoun. It's a very, very mean inverted swordless endomizer seed.
But now they're gonna they're here. I understand why they're doing this. Personally, with what that's been thrown at us, I wouldn't blame them if they went to Kakariko first to try and get more gear before doing this, because this could also be pretty bad.
Yeah.
The back isn't so bad as the basement's not so bad. It's mostly the sewers and escape that's bad. But
okay. Hi, Hinox.
Those Hinox actually aren't bad because they actually die in one bomb hit, which is surprising considering they throw bombs. But
right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a Beamos, which is honestly fine, and there's a nice heart piece there. Can't complain about that. Thief, spike trap. That's annoying.
Oh, yeah. Jetters, did you not see the kill rooms in Ice Palace? You weren't here for that. They were pretty bad.
Jetters Ice Palace was absolutely dreadful. Egg Tower, I think, might have been slightly better, but that's not saying much.
I don't know. There were more of them. The enemies in the kill rooms weren't terrible.
There's just more of them.
Yeah. Because kill rooms, I believe, do require that the enemies be killable with bombs. Yeah, which is why they're generally not terrible.
Yeah, but the thing is, so Jetters, I think usually the Pengator room in Ice Palace, Pengator chest had what was it, Hinox, there was an Igor in there.
No, that was the room.
One of the rooms ready to kill stuff were a chest at any rate in Ice Palace.
Yeah. The one that actually has the one that has the 5 Pengators that kind of come across the way and dive bomb at you. There was a Hinox in there and an Igor.
That was not fun.
Yeah.
They had to
Igor
go into
on ice with bombs and a blue cane was not good.
No, you had to go into Ice Palace with a blue potion and the cane of burn, with a blue potion and full bombs, really, to get to the bug net.
Yeah, and that's what put back in Haunted. It's great.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, jeez, none of those enemies were terrible. There was just a lot of them.
Yeah, this is one of the worst rooms. Oh,
that magic is extremely
that's
nice.
Something that would have been nice, 45 minutes ago.
An hour ago.
Hey.
But yeah, Jetters. Kill rooms generally don't have terrible enemies. Well, this scene went, your kill rooms are gonna suck. Yeah, that half magic is gonna make life a lot easier.
Unfortunately, I just think it came a little bit too late, because it would have been... I think I'm gonna say this optimistically, they're past the worst part of this seat. They have Light World access, they have all these checks, they're gonna be getting something to make their lives easier.
To show up sometime?
It does. It's gotta be sooner, hopefully, rather than later.
Yeah, K45, just 10 arrows, in inverted, you can just walk into it. Since the mirror goes in the opposite direction from Light World to Dark World, so... Alright, last with time for Scarlet. There's some money. I honestly might have picked it up with how this is going. Map check, yep, but Pendant Eastern and red crystals on
Grid
Hera.
crystals on Desert and Hera.
Yeah, nothing on race game. Nothing much in the Lost Woods drop down.
I mean, that was a piece of heart. I wouldn't have blamed them for going for that either at this point.
Yeah, you would. Bombs in the library. Yeah, Evil Knievel, we have a rather nasty... Ooh, that is a nice idea.
Harlot is going to do something that was kind of an Easter egg in the normal game, because the only way in the vanilla game to actually do this, I believe, was to drain the dam and then walk with that fish all the way back up here to the merchant. But if you give him a merchant, he gives you a bunch of stuff. But there's also another fish right here. More stuff.
Yep. Yeah,
something you really only ever see in Enemizer.
All the way here. And $20 for placing one of the swords, as we see a Bohawk Smiths for
that is good. I imagine we'll be seeing that from Scarlet here. They're just taking slightly different routes through Kakariko, but she'll be doing that as well. while she's in here, because you don't need the mitts, you just need the mirror in inverted, because you can just mirror in front of the library and pop in there and save it.
Yep.
Boots!
Boots in the back of the bar. That is a nice find.
I feel kind of funny saying early boots at an hour in, but hey, early boots is nice.
Yeah, speaking of, happy 1 hour, everyone. We finally have
that 1 hour mark
access.
for you. There is still a lot of what? Is this even randomized? What is this chicken hut?
It's 100% chickens. Also a heart piece, which is very nice.
Enemizer, you disappoint me. I mean, you've blessed us with terrible enemies in other rooms, but that chicken hut, really? You couldn't give us something better than that?
Hey, a red meringue in the well. Once had the seeds leave apologizing for the first hour. Well, sure, now they're getting a bow, they're getting boots, they're up to 5 hearts. Or 6 actually for Scarlet. Now they're getting items. They just had to do get Bugnet and Aga with basically no items. Okay, I think there might be like 1 chicken missing, but I don't remember how many there are usually, but yeah, just chickens in the chicken hut. And non-swordless, the Fall of Under would have given you a sword, but it's swordless, so it gives you 20 bucks instead. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention half magic is gonna make their current weaponry much easier.
Oh yeah.
Pearl is all the way up to 7 hearts now. Woohoo!
Man, that's luxury. That's like double the amount they had before, almost.
Yeah. Food's there for her.
Scarlet gonna go and check out these checks and probably please turn in, get your bow off the smiths.
Yeah, the half magic is just kind of...
Come on. No, rude. She's not.
No.
You can do it. Unless you're checking this first to save and quit, maybe? After Smith? I can see that. Check this, go back, do Smiths, save and quit to go down to Link's house and then do the South Shore checks. Okay, yeah. I think that's too far to the left. Yep. You need to be slightly more to the right.
Yeah, 1 step over.
Bonk. There you go.
Yeah, alright.
Alucard actually now going back into Thieves Town because he has not done this yet.
No, and has a bow. So we're just gonna do the normal strat on Armos Knights. Scarlet did a pretty nice peanut burn on Armos Knights.
Oh, too many arrows. Yep. Last dude changed. He shot too many arrows in the beginning there.
Yep. Oops. Yeah, well, still gets it down and finally gets his first crystal at an hour 5. This is just a
40-minute difference between first crystal gets is an indication of who's in lead. This time it's not.
Nope.
That didn't actually probably actually saved time on Alucard to get it now versus when Scarlet went and got it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, yep, South Shore time for Scarlet. Yeah, now they can go fast and finally, hopefully, find some variety of progressions. As they see yet another heart container in the dam. Yeah, now the seed's being nice. You had to do a truly horrendous Dark World, but once you got Light World access, it's gotten quite a bit nicer. Now the seed's giving you all the items.
Alucard choosing to just blind pull, or not blind pull, but blind check Lumberjack. Don't blame him.
Yeah.
10 arrows.
Yeah. There's another bottle on the underwater heart piece for Scarlet, which is very nice.
That's a crystal roller.
Oh, jeez. Yep,
Luckily it's going the right way. It's not going left.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a very nice bottle for Scarlet.
Oh,
also.
shadows. Nothing but shadows in this room.
Fantastic. It's fine in usual Enemizer. It's a problem in swordless Enemizer because you don't have anything to.
Yeah.
Your damage sources are all finite, as you see nothing on Bog Rocks.
Bombs actually aren't a terrible source of damage because the bombs can actually damage them while they're in the shadows.
Ooh, Hookshot in Mini Moldorm Cave is finally a damage source that is not magic blocked.
It's not a damage source per se. It can kill some enemies.
It will make some rooms at least earlier. Like many Moldorms are going to be nice. I think it does stuff to shadows. It will be a little nicer at least, as we see just $50 in the graveyard ledge.
Oh, yeah. Go pick up that 300, Scarlet. You're going to need those potions later.
Yeah. Yeah,
actually, use that bug net. Capture that fairy. Or not. Fine.
Yeah, honestly, that's gonna make life easier to have a hookshot, because it does help with some enemies.
Yeah. Alucard choosing the back of Escape. I don't believe we saw this from Scarlet's side.
And hey,
gets rewarded with the mitts. That's nicer Dark World access. That's actually like actual Dark World access for a lot of places. Light World, sorry. Yeah, inverted Light World access. Makes it a little bit nicer to get to Kakariko. And actually opens up Light World, or Light Death Mountain as well. Because now we've got Paradox Cave.
It does. Alucard not counting items. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's just the key in sync, and it is.
Yep. I don't imagine we'll see Alucard after doing King's Tomb. Oh no, not King's Tomb. Yes, King's Tomb. We got the mitts. Yep. And Graveyard Ledge here. Go up Death Mountain. That's a lot of checks. And also access to Hera? No. No, we need a hammer to get to Hera.
Yeah.
Because the only way to get to Hera is... Yeah, hammer.
Yeah. Scarlet picked up also a shovel in Mini Moldorm Cave. Nothing on the hobo.
Yep. One more check, you know.
Yep.
And an emergency. Oh!
Hammer! Finally!
Hammer!
1 hour, 10 minutes. We finally have the hammer, everyone.
Oh. She has an unexhaustible damage source, which is nice.
Oh, yeah. No longer has to rely on the rods, Berna.
Yeah. Setting up that water walk, it's just faster to do these checks with water walk. But forgetting that if you have flippers, you get knocked out of water walk when you go across shallow water.
Yeah, so, yes, doesn't have to worry about using the bow, or more bombs, or more of the rods, or the Cane of Berna can just kill stuff more normally!
Yay!
Honestly, you don't need much mitts for that much in inverted too.
No,
it's nice,
I believe the only thing mitts hard locks in inverted is King's Tomb. You don't need it for
anything else.
Anything else, really.
Yep, because Flute just takes you directly to Mire. You jump down the tail of Turtle Rock.
Getting to Hera a little bit easier, but you can still get to Hera with a hook shot and one glove.
Yes, it is not required.
And the hammer.
Yep.
It's not required.
There was a heart container on Zora Legend. I can't blame Scarlet.
Oh yeah, no. With how mean this seed has been, you pick up that.
Yeah, you spend the extra 10 seconds to go over there because you do not want to leave it behind. The seed's been horrendous enough. You don't want to go make that trip. My own knowledge of inverted is a little wonky. I've only commentated 2 inverted races, and the first one was the cross key randomizer. I think this is similar.
Yeah, I looked up a little bit about inverted before this. Escape had mitts.
Yeah, hammer for Alucard now, and it's Eastern time for Scarlet.
Or
at least
the back of Escape, the sewers had mitts, which I imagine Scarlet won't pass up. It's 3 checks, and once she does the North Dark World or the North Light World stuff, she'll do that before.
Hey, Quake, which does open up TR.
That's Turtle Rock, minus the whole Canis and Mario requirement. Although that being said, not a hard requirement to get into Turtle Rock. In inverted, you can actually drop down in the Light World,
Dex Mountain, yes,
and get mirror. Into Laser Bridge from the back. So it's very possible to full clear Turtle Rock from the back without even getting access to the medallion in the front. So
yes,
it can make routing a little nicer, but you actually
you need the cane. Yeah,
you need the cane to beat the dungeon, but to do a lot of the checks, you actually no longer require the cane except for those few checks in the front.
Yep, and in inverted, you can have the laser bridge can lock a good chunk of the dungeon as flute in the front of Eastern. On the cannonball checks, that is a very nice. That's Meyer. I think it could have just. Well, you could just go over there anyway. But it does remind me, though, that in inverted, your only way into Desert Palace is the book, since the mirror goes in the opposite direction.
You can't sneak into to the desert with a mirror anymore.
You can't get to Meyer that way, if I remember correctly, but you can't do so with the desert anymore. Is a pendant Eastern, so it's kind of interesting that Scarlet's choosing to do it as she finds the big key.
Yeah, it's not all dungeons, so I imagine though we won't see her go through the boss. Probably just check these front ones. Ooh, another not sword.
Thanks, game. And Alucard is actually heading back up the mountain now. Whee! Hookshot Cave. I was like, where is he going up here? Lovely Igor. And Moldorm is just fine, and Hardhat Beetle's kind of whichever. Hey, red mail!
That is nice. And the mushroom.
Absolutely.
That'll open up 2 checks. Well, 1 right now, but potentially 2. We might see him hold off. Checking that. Yeah. But with this now, choosing to go, looks like into Hera. What's in? Oh no, getting that red gear first off of Floating Island.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely get this.
It looks like he is heading over to Hera to do Hera. That's one of our 5/6 crystals, so it's a good crystal to have. And we can kill any boss that shows up there. Actually, there are no more bosses that we can't kill.
Yeah, I think the hammer confirmed it for everything. Yeah, between the hammer and the rods. Yeah, I think we can kill everything. This looks distinctly vanilla here, this final kill room before the Eastern boss. It got some levers and an Igor. So about the usual, not quite completely vanilla, but pretty close to it. Feels like it at least. As we see, oh, thanks, Helma. Hey, Helmasaur.
Hi, Helma. this gets a little bit harder because you don't have actually a sword to extend that hitbox of it up.
Mm-hmm.
But not really a problem. It's more of a pain. Yeah, just shoot it with arrows. Easier than hitting with a hammer. The upwards hammer hitbox is absolutely atrociously small.
It is. And there we go.
Takes him down.
It is Scarlet's second pendant here at hour 17. Also gets a compass.
Interesting choice getting this when it's very much not required.
Yeah, I'm a little confused also. And hey, we have another Helmasaur! Also, there was a really
both
fucking
our
graphical
Helmasaurs.
glitch.
You have to be careful. Those ghost feet can hurt you.
Yeah. So this is the thing we should mention this. This is the specific variant of Boss Miser we have is Full Boss Miser. So there are 3 bosses chosen at random that appear twice. The others appear once each, and here is that apparently Helmasaur is one of the ones that got repeated twice. This is also our last Helmasaur of the day. No Helmicopter for us today.
That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, I was hoping for a Helmicopter, but no such luck.
Also, we haven't seen one yet, but how many eyes do you think Moldorm has?
Oh, God. 6?
You can have anywhere between 1 to 8. 8?
Yes.
8.
8, yes. I have seen an 8-eyed Moldorm. In
Sunflower
Enemizer
Dorm.
of any
He's
kind,
beautiful.
even non-boss miser, just regular old Enemizer, Moldorm's eyes are randomized. It is consistent between all the Moldorms in the seed, so if we happen to see 2 Moldorms, both will have the same number of eyes, but the number of eyes is randomized, and it looks very odd. I'm not a fan, personally.
The Cyclops Storm is pretty good. Yeah, Alucard here, you drop down that one, you mirror here, and this gets you into Laser Bridge.
Yep.
Which you can do a actually decent amount of the dungeon from back here.
Yes, you can. There. There's the big key. There's the map. I can actually remember what it's called. Big keys in ALTTPR. A small key and a small key. Yeah, Laser Bridge is locking the rest of Turtle Rock as it likes to do it inverted. Not surprised. And actually, Alucard just decided to go to Paradox Cave. And then quickly do the Vortex and Laser Bridge and head for Paradox.
Those berries kind of just hiding in the wall on Scarlet's side, not letting her get that easy kill with the hook shot.
Yep. Berries being one of the things you can't kill with a hook shot, which has range, unlike the hammer. Nothing in the first 2 chests of Paradox Cave.
Oh! The dead rock!
Getting dead rock!
Yeah, just get your anger out. You're gonna have to damage boost through it. That's really the only way.
Yeah. Also, fun.
Oh, hi Trinex!
And hi Trinex!
Luckily again, we can actually kill this guy. And it's also important to note that the ice head actually can't freeze the floor here. The game doesn't know how to freeze the floor of any room that is not Trinex's normal room.
Correct.
So
makes things a little easier.
Makes Trinex quite a bit easier, especially in Swordless when you're probably not gonna be able to stop him. Oh, yeah. Watch out. Ooh, Trinex hug. It hurts.
Yep. Nothing in Paradox beyond a shield.
Watch out. Ooh. Gotta be careful.
Yikes. At least there's half magic here, because otherwise I think she'd be out.
Oh yeah, half magic is extremely useful against Trinex.
On the Trinex. Yep. There we go, finally.
Gets that second head down, and now it's on to the main body.
Yes, it is. Okay, now, yep. Now, Alucard is going to do Turtle Rock in reverse.
takes down that Trinex with relative ease.
And we'll be getting her second crystal, third dungeon at an hour 22.
Yep.
Starting to get there. Slowly.
Yeah,
Although,
the hard part of this seed is over.
We're actually not missing a ton.
No, yeah, in terms of what we need for Go Mode, we need that book for Desert Palace.
We need a cane.
And whatever no, we don't even need a Misery Mire medallion. Because it's a pendant.
Yeah.
Unless that book is in Misery Mire for some reason. I believe we need book and red cane.
We also need silver arrows. You can't beat cannons without it.
You don't need silver arrows to beat the game. But you really, really want silver arrows.
Is it possible to beat Ganon and Swordless without silvers?
It is. It is actually possible, but you're insane for trying.
It's not something you want to do.
The hammer's hitbox is only out for 2 frames. And Ganon is only vulnerable for 1 frame, which means you have a 2-frame window in order to swing that hammer down to hit Ganon in that silver state, and you need to do a lot of them.
Yeah.
So technically it's possible to beat Ganon without silvers, but you don't want to. If we don't have silvers pop up by the time that they have access to Ganon, you will most likely see them actually fight Ganon to that last phase, so that Ganon will reveal the silver's location.
And then they'll go find it, because they do not want to do silverless Ganon on Swordless. It's now for Scarlet. Yeah, we're just now that we finally have Light World access, the scene's been fairly nice now from here since they finally got to Light World. It's just that the Dark World sucked.
They actually have health, so they can damage boost through some of these worse rooms. They're in pretty good straits right now.
Yep. Mimic Cave has a Pengator, and Popos and a lever, I think. No, nothing.
Levers, yeah. Yeah, Popos are the colorful ones. Ropas are the not colorful.
And there's
one of our. Wow, that is a trolly place for red cane.
Yikes! Mimic Cave is
just.
That's just rude.
Oh.
Scarlet now to a very healthy 10 hearts.
But that pretty much means that book is going to be our Go Mode.
Yeah, effectively so. Scarlet is going to run off to Bonk Rocks and then probably go activate her flute. I was like, where is she going? And no, wait, Bonk Rocks. Wallmaster in this room here in TR is a little rude. Now Scarlet's also going to be doing the blind lumberjack chick, which is honestly faster than going up and walking around. If it's an item you want. Alucard heading for the back of for Turtle Rock's boss now, having the cane. We'll be getting his 3rd crystal here in a few minutes. Okay, hi crystal rollers. And here we go, as Scarlet blows the flute. And we have a blind in Trinex's room. Silver's on pad? Oh god, no. That would just suck.
That would be real mean. Yeah.
That would mean having to go back to that god-awful ice palace if they want to deal with to get their silvers.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be nearly as bad now that we have those extra bottles. We have a hammer.
We are significantly better equipped, but it's still not going to be a fun time.
Equipped.
Still, though, not going to be a fun time.
and it's pretty quick. It's pretty quick. Now that they have the red cane. Well, at least Alucard has the red cane.
And Scarlet will be getting the cane in the next couple minutes here.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun time if they have to go back to Ice Palace. Just keep in mind, to get to Icebreaker, you need to go past the room that has a couple of Hinoxes and a couple Beamos, among other
not that bad of a room with blue cane. Just ignore it, just go through.
Preferably, yes. But then Ice Palace is still like at least they don't want to go back to, just remembering how horrible it was. Yep, hi Talus, Silver Moon. Welcome to unfun settings and an even more unfun seed.
Yeah, I stopped from Green Pendant as well, which is the only reason they'd be going back there is for Ped Pulse. But we don't know what's on Ped until we get that book, which is our go mode. So the only way you're going to be seeing Ped being pulled is, I believe, if they don't have silvers by the time they climb Ganon, they'll fight Ganon and he'll be telling them that it's in the light world and they'll be going, well, crap.
Pretty much. Because then you have to make the really obnoxious decisions whether or not to go for Ped. Or attempt to do Silverless, Swordless Ganon, which is not a good idea, which is not a fun prospect.
That's, again, I don't know. I don't feel like... Again, technically possible. 2-frame windows. No. Just no. Even like the insane hard settings still give you force you to have silvers.
Yes, even the extra item pool will still give you silvers and swordless.
It'll still give you silvers if you're in swordless mode.
Yes, because no one expects you to do that.
Oof. That firebar making Harapot a little bit more challenging. We actually didn't see Harapot from Alucard's side. He saw that firebar and just said nope and went up the long way. Although still not having too much trouble with it, gets it pretty quick, so still a time save on her end.
There was nothing.
Getting trolled by that skull.
That is an ouch.
Did not check to see what was up there before hookshotting. You should do that.
Alright, back to Skullwoods here for Alucard. Gonna get that magic refill. And arrows in the big chest of Hera.
Yep. And Scarlet now has all her medallions, so it's... Even if Misery Mire Dip is required for that book, she's fine. With whatever medallion that may be.
She will be a book from Go Mode once she gets her cane, which is up here, and I don't think she'll miss it.
Yeah, it was in... Was it... Liz? No, it was in
Mimic
Cave. Yes.
Turtlerock, though, itself did not have much of anything. There's much of anything found.
This has got to be one of the worst arenas to fight Helmasaur in. With that hole in the middle there, he likes to just sit on it and be very annoying.
Yeah.
But although she is doing a very good job at making those hammer hits still work, you'll see a lot of runners just go for bombs like Alucard did. The only one I think is worse is probably Moldorb 2 arena to have a Helmasaur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is her third crystal.
Oh, a vanilla moth.
Oh, hey, hi, moth.
This is just a straight old vanilla fight. You gotta deal with the spikes, the him not taking damage when he hits spikes. It's fine. He does a pretty decent job at getting through it, though, without any problems. He didn't want to troll him by staying next to the spikes. You'll see him a lot of times just kind of hug that north wall, and it's impossible to damage him. Because if you knock him into those spikes, he doesn't take damage.
Where is Book? Could be a number of places right now. Actually, primary locations, I think we might have seen all the items. Well, main spots are Swamp and... let's see,
Swamp and Misery Mire.
Yeah. Swamp and Mire are the two main spots at the moment.
We really haven't seen yet.
We've seen all of Eastern, we've seen all of Hera. We
haven't seen Purple Chest?
No, we have not seen Hammer Pegs.
Hammer Pegs, Purple Chest, but those are probably going to hold off because there's
powder shows up. We haven't seen the shroom turn in.
Well, we could also do fake powder now, so we don't need the powder. We'll probably see them fake powder.
But if the powder doesn't show up, they might not want to do it because it's out of logic. Probably know.
I don't think the runners care if at that point, if that's out of logic, they're doing it anyway. Which
fair enough.
I believe Alucard is going to go do that right now.
But yeah, we have that shroom turn in. We have. Let's see. Other odds and ends.
So interesting. Scarlet didn't choose to do the rest of the dungeon, and did not get her red cane.
No. Just left, which could be a problem for Scarlet.
That very much could be. It's not gonna be terrible, but she is gonna have to go back in there to get it.
And that might not be appealing to go back up without a cane.
No, considering that you need that to do at least some of the checks.
And to get to the boss.
This is really good for Alucard's side.
It is. Alucard, otherwise, I think might be a little bit... It's hard to say who's ahead or behind right now. That definitely balances it more.
Ooh, just a fake sword on Magic Bet.
Agina is one of our outstanding checks.
Yeah, Agina is, and then also, you can peek at Desert Ledge. You can't get it though.
No, you can't.
But the book can't be there, so just don't just ignore me. You know, not thinking here.
Hammer Peg's time for Alucard.
Slow pegs, because you don't have a sword, even though you have both boots and a hammer. Without a sword, you actually can't hammer dash. It doesn't work. You will bonk and not do damage. Because you do need a sword in order for any type of item dashing shenanigans to work.
Yeah. Doesn't bother with a heart piece, since he does now have 11 hearts. It's not much of a concern anymore.
No, it is not.
No flute, so it's just gonna have to go around. Yeah, various other things. We'll see how Swamp House looks for enemies. So far, pretty okay.
Alucard taking advantage of that fish once again to get that full magic refill, which is very nice.
Absolutely. I wonder if Pedestal is a paradox. If Pedestal's a book, that would just be rude.
It's possible. It is very much possible, but it's not very nice.
I mean, the seed's not been all that nice. Well, the Light World's been decent, but the Dark World, though. No sign of floating and flying enemies so far in this left bit of this part of the super tile here in Swamp, because if you have a floating enemy anywhere on this super tiles, diver downs become really tricky.
Oh no! Did she not look at this?
Maybe not, because
that's bad.
No,
both the small spike and the big spike.
Never mind floating enemies. The fact that you've got the spike traps means you're not doing that.
Yeah. See, Now, if that small spike wasn't there, that big spike, if you actually lure that spike to the right and then quickly go to the left, that spike will go off screen and then unload itself. And it will never come back. So you can actually, like, that big spike there isn't as bad as it seems.
The small spike, though.
But that small spike doesn't unload itself. It'll keep coming. There's nothing you can do about it. You just gotta, yeah.
Yeah. There was also a funky graphical glitch. I'm not quite sure why there, but yeah, that was a nope out for Scarlet, who is, in the desert area now for Desert Legends Heart
The one check that you can do here.
Yeah, again, no checkerboard's available actually.
Oh yeah, and checkerboard, right? Because you can just walk right in.
Yep, because I brain farted. It's inverted.
Yeah, in Enemizer, you will usually see runners check that room before flooding.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Scarlet didn't. Hopefully, Alucard will. He'll see that and just say no, and then do it the normal way.
Yeah. Just some bombs in Checkerboard Cave and was also junk, and that's a safe bet from Scarlet.
Scarlet finally going back up to do Turtle Rock, it looks like. This is a good plan, her end. She definitely does need that that cane, and it'll make other things slightly easier, slightly nicer.
Yep.
Okay, Alucard, go down and check. See here, this is what runners should be doing. Going down, checking this room, seeing how it's absolutely atrocious, and then just saying, yeah, I'm going to do this the normal way.
Yeah, because that's not worth trying.
No. Yeah, okay, I missed this the first time, but Scarlet apparently didn't do Paradox and all the other stuff when she was here the first time. Surprising that she left without doing all this.
Yeah, I am as well, but just decided to bail for unknown reasons that thankfully is coming back. Paradox is junk, but Mimic Cave is what she really wants to get to.
Yes, that is one of the remaining few items that she needs for Go mode. The other being Book. Which we still know where that is. It is 7-7 defeat Ganon, so they still do have to do Aga Tower, or not Aga Tower, but Ganon's Tower, and beat him. But it is not all dungeons, so the pendants do not need to be cleared.
Unless Book is on ped.
Unless Book's on ped, and it's a Paradox seed. And then we just kind of cry. Or Silvers. We might see him if Book or Silvers are on ped, we'll probably be seeing all the dungeons.
Yeah, because it's that or attempt Hammer Silverless Ganon, which is not a fun idea.
Technically possible, but I doubt anyone's even going to practice it. It's just not something that anyone ever wants to ever do.
No, not at all.
Alright, Alucard hasn't found much of anything in Swamp. There isn't much to be found at this point, though, to be fair.
Nope.
There's Scarlet's King.
There we go, Scarlet. was that like an ice rod of just like ugh, freezing the chest that she gets the Cane of Samari out of?
Mm-hmm.
But this does
'Cause
allow
it
her
is-
to go back in and finish this dungeon, getting her one step closer.
At this point though, with having gone that Kate, I think she might be in the lead here. Depends on who finds the book.
It's hard to say. I don't think really it's safe to say one runner is ahead of the other at this point.
It's really hard to. Yeah, it's just.
Pod has been fully cleared, and all he has to do is go back and beat it. It's not an issue. It's just whoever finds that book first is really going to be in the lead at this point.
Yeah, because it's still pretty close. So
Alucard actually doing something you don't see very often. Actually turned around and did this, versus going back in afterwards. I'm not sure if that's faster. I don't feel like it is. It's not too bad to get back to that first chest, or back to the big chest from the entrance after beating the boss.
So yeah, whichever works.
It might be, actually, if it's in that first room. Yeah, because it was in the flooded room, so it might be slightly faster if it's there to do that.
It might be, yeah, just to walk back up. If it's on Argus, or like in the waterfall chest, yeah, you probably just do so after Argus. A blind for Scarlet, and Alucard is finding a Vitreous.
Both of which will probably... I don't know. I would probably, if I was in Alucard's side, go for the blue cane as well here. It's a good enough weapon against that. You have half magic.
Yeah, also, script doesn't really work in boss miser blind, unfortunately, so...
No, the script only works if you're returning the maiden from the cell.
Yeah. That is Scarlet's fourth crystal here at an hour 44.
Yeah, you know, Alucard's got to be a little bit careful. He is taking some damage. These guys, even in red mail, they still hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And while Silver's is an amazing weapon, they still take, I think, 3 or 4 bow shots with normal arrows.
Yeah. More with bow
Doesn't have too much trouble. Manages to get him down.
Picking up
and grabs his 4th, 5th, 6th. Is that his 6th?
4th.
That's his 6th. That is his 6th crystal. Now all he needs now is the crystal from... Oh, it is his 5th.
It's his 5th.
No, this is Pod.
We both can't count, apparently, Kona.
No, it's that's his 6th. That was Swamp.
No, he's
Pod.
Missing Pod and Hera Desert. Yeah, that's his 5th. You can't count.
I can't count either.
Neither of us can count. It's fine.
Math is hard. Counting is hard.
It's not even math is hard. The Tridex thing is a little hard to read, actually, because of the medallion and the crystal on top of it. So I didn't catch Trinex. That was my screw up. You couldn't count that it wasn't Pod. We both can't count, it seems.
Oh.
I do at least know that book can't be Pyramid Fairy.
No, it can't.
Yeah, it's one of the few places that the book can't be, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, it can't be in desert. And that's about it.
Can't be in desert, can't be on the... Yeah, can't be in desert, can't be on the tablets, can't be Pyramid Fairy,
anywhere
can't be GT. That's about it. Admittedly, we are starting to run out of things.
We are. We very much are.
Because they pretty much full cleared
we
the
have the
world
rest of...
already.
I missed it. Did Alucard do Purple Chest when he did Magic Bat, or did he...
I know he had picked it up, but I can't remember if he actually turned it in.
Yeah, he did. He did it. He did pick it up and do it.
Okay. Yeah, it was
gosh.
Nothing. Yeah,
I'm trying to think what we have left.
Meyer.
We have Meyer. We have 2 checks in Meyer. They've all done all the other ones.
I don't remember if there's the green pendant check. I don't remember if they've seen all the items
No.
in Ice Palace.
I mean, yeah, the green pendant, Ice Palace is one.
There is still one item because I wasn't sure. I know we got the bug net bomb boost out of it.
No, they didn't check everything in Ice Palace because they didn't have a hammer.
No, they
so
couldn't.
they couldn't do those checks. So they have a few items left in Ice Palace. I don't know exactly how many, but
I think there's 3 in Ice Palace.
At least one.
I think there's only 3 items in Ice Palace, Kono. And we already saw bomb boost and bug net out of it.
Yeah, because they have the boss, they have the icebreaker check, and then they also have the one in the H room. So
correct.
At least one of them is a big key. Yeah.
And then there's a big chest, and then the boss test remaining also.
So there's at least one item, possibly 2. I wasn't counting the first time they went in there. I was too busy laughing at their misfortune.
Yeah, I could have. Isn't there only 3 items in Ice though, or I cannot count either?
That's 4, isn't there?
I know I'm really bad with ALTTP item counts.
I don't have my tracker in front of me. My tracker tells me these things.
Yeah, we know they got at least 2. We know they got 2 items out of there.
Yeah.
Bug net and bomb boost were 2, but beyond that, good question.
It's 3 in Ice Palace. Okay, so there's one item left.
There's one item left.
There is one item left.
One item, and then also it gives us access to one more immediately and a second on pad after a while. Which is 2
if you include Green Pendant. Yeah, there's 2 items to be had from Ice Palace, including the Green Pendant.
Yeah, but then Meyer and Ice Meyer has 2 items, and then Meyer and Ice combined give you an item on pad.
Oh, we've got 2 in Ice Palace. We've got 2 in Misery Mire. And Ted.
Yeah. We're really running out of checks, because they pretty much full cleared the Dark World as much as they possibly could in order to avoid that Ice Palace.
Yeah, they've done everything else?
Oh, we never did see Spike Cave, did we?
No, we saw... Yeah? Didn't Alucard do it? I feel like I saw Alucard going in and doing it.
I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay. Because we're genuinely running out of checks.
Yeah.
They're going to each do their remaining what they can do for dungeons and then go look elsewhere. It's like Alucard here is going to finish off Pod. Probably go to Eastern after this. This would be terrible if it was on
Ped. Oh.
What?
This would be terrible if it was on Ped.
It would. Yeah, Alucard is going to finish off Pod here. Probably go Eastern after this is my guess. Scarlet is going to finish Swamp. Probably go finish Skull Woods, and then we'll see where they go next.
He hasn't done Eastern yet.
No, so that'll probably be his next play after Pod. And Scarlet's going to do Swamp, then Skull Woods, and we'll see where she goes after that. And yeah, it's really just a choice of who goes for that first.
I imagine we'll probably see Meyer before Ice Palace.
Probably, yeah. I'd expect
because there's 2 checks in either one. Yeah, I don't know. It's a toss-up.
It is.
Meyer might be slightly faster to do now that they have. So you might see Meyer first, not Meyer. Ice Palace. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ice Palace is slightly faster now that you have Cane of Samaria, because you can Icebreaker, and it's actually a relatively quick dungeon now.
Nice. By the way, nice diver down there from Scarlet.
Oh yeah, with that Annie Fairy, that can be very trolly Annie Fairy.
Yeah, it took a couple tries, but she managed to get it. They're pretty similar in equipment. Alucard is Red Mail, but I don't think that's going to make a huge difference at this point.
Where was that Red Mail? That was Hookshot Cave. Yes. Has Scarlet not done Hookshot Cave?
No, I think she just skipped it.
That's an interesting thing to skip when you were up there going through Turtle Rock, and yeah, okay.
Not gonna make a difference, but it did. Well, it was interesting.
No, it's not, but it does mean that she has more places to check if we don't find that book soon. More places that she'll probably go before going into Pendant Dungeons to try and find it.
Yeah. Alucard dealing with this Trinex says, Scarlet, first bombs. Yes, just use arrows, please. And that is Alucard's actual 6th crystal now. At an hour 52. Once Scarlet does Skull Woods, I think Hookshot Cave with 4 items might be the most checked dense location. As
you know what?
as
We're
that
just gonna.
sound.
There we go. We don't need to listen to that beeping.
Thank you. This left eye trolling her a fair bit as Alucard finally finds his flute. And probably going at least a bit of, oh no, now I can do wire. Alright, finally the small eyes of pity are down for Scarlet. That took quite a bit, but finally that's done, and it is her 5th crystal at an hour 54. And alright, let's see where Scarlet is. Yep, Skullwoods. Actually, no. Oh, Ice Palace. Okay. I guess she does know that there is no items left in Skullwoods and wants to find that book first.
Yeah, it's not really losing her any time. Skullwoods has no items, and it's easy enough to get up there, flute up there, and do it. So.
Also, I heartily approve of picking up some upgrades here.
Knowing what's in there, yeah, this makes sense.
You really want, even though she is significantly better equipped than you.
Ice Palace, whoopsie! Nice mirror. Nice mirror there. There we go.
Yeah, you don't need a mirror there. That's not a thing you need to do.
Yeah, she also had no arrows and no bombs.
not doing Ice Palace, just
nice.
Going there for the bomb and arrow upgrade?
Okay, now she's having a think.
Okay, yep. This is what I expected her to do, is go up to Spike Cave. It's not Spike, well, maybe Spike. I don't know if she's done Spike yet. But
don't believe she
Hookshot.
has. Yeah. Also mentioned, I completely forgot where we picked up Cave. Whoops. Just realized that, yeah, Spike Cave time for Scarlet. Alucard's gonna activate his flute. The cave has the book! Oh, goodness gracious.
Boy, maybe he didn't do it then. I could have sworn I saw him do it. My bad.
Yeah,
okay, so 1 hour and 56 minutes in, we have go mode on Scarlet's side.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We have go mode. Alright, Skullwoods, then Desert, and then off to GT here, I expect, for Scarlet. And, yeah, Alucard is heading over to the Mire Desert area, which we know have the book, and it will be a last location book for Alucard. Guess he's done everything else he can do on that.
Yeah, Ped is not dead yet. We could still have silvers on Ped. Hopefully we'll see a Ped check here, but it's you can't get there easily. You can't nicely route it in because Dark World inverted. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just mirror over.
You can't just mirror over.
You'd have to go to the portal north of Village of Outcasts, and
yeah,
which isn't the worst, but it's not convenient either.
So you'll probably not see them check Ped.
Mm-hmm.
You could have, but she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Either thought about it too late or just decided not to.
Yeah. Mire sent time for
checking out the Mire area. Gonna be slightly disappointed that his book is not here.
No, red rupee and $50. Unfortunately, having done everything else on Death Mountain but skipped Spike Cave for reasons unknown, yeah, it's gonna likely very much last location that book, because it's just not a great spot for it. Including going back to that truly awful Ice Palace. Nothiel is trolling Scarlet quite a bit here.
When they hide up in that corner or up in the top there, it's really hard to get them out.
That is her 6th crystal.
I mean, said this Mire 2, not bad. Not a bad enemy room placement, but
no, not at all. Which reminds me, yeah, we should reminder to our tracker that we should mark off that rock completion for Scarlet. Temp. Yeah, we have inverted Stormless Cinemizer, a truly horrible first hour that resulted in pretty much literal last locationing a Bucknet in a very awful Ice Palace.
It was great. I love it.
They had the out of logic Blue Cane, an in logic Fire Rod and Ice Rod, and a bottle. Yeah. That's it. The bottle was also out of logic. There's a fire shield there.
Bottle was in logic. That was yeah.
Oh, no, bottle was in logic. Blue Cane was out of logic though.
Blue Cane and their 25% of their health was out of logic.
Yeah. They had a great time.
Kurt, what are you doing? Is he trying to get the magic here?
I guess so. I haven't seen this room in forever.
You typically don't. There's no reason to come up here.
No.
Unless I guess magic?
I don't even know. Okay.
Unless he thought like Key Drop Shuffle was on or something. I don't know. Forget what mode he was playing.
I think he knows how he's playing after. Speaking of, I so rarely see this in Link to the Past, Rando. Happy everyone.
Scarlet, she must not have checked that. Must have been Alucard. Yeah. I know we saw what was there.
Yeah, Alucard checked it. Yeah, happy 2 hours, everyone. That does not feel good to say in the ALTTPR, by the way. I'm used to saying it is not great enough time, Rando commentator, but not for ALTTPR.
We won't be needing a 3-hour mark on this one. Now that Scarlet's in Go mode, it's not going to be happening.
No, we are not seeing 3 hours, but still feels bad to see 2. Speaking of, I guess I might as well shoutouts to the two runners here, Alucard of Stoops Troop and Scarlet of FROMPS Time, as well as to my co-commentator and restreamer Kono Tyron and her tracker Jinxie Girl. There's the big key for Alucard. You know, well, the Wizropes in the White for the Mire cutscene chest are not randomized, so just... And here's our other Mothula of the Seed in the desert. First one was vanilla, this one is in desert. Pretty decent arena for it, actually. And pretty easy fight. As there is Scarlet's 15th heart, and 6th and 7th crystal.
And with that, we'll be seeing Scarlet head up to
Gan's Tower.
Up to Gan's Tower. Well, I say up, it's right here.
Yep. Just the same put in the light world and
Unfortunately, we won't be doing. We can get your guesses in where you think it's going to be, but we won't actually be doing an official guessing game because this is a vodcast and these matches have already happened in the past.
yeah.
Wrong. Is incorrect.
You want to go with the exclamation
mark.
mark.
That one.
Yeah.
Exclamation mark for this one because it's a podcast and I don't have access to change what Sahabot says.
Yeah. Also, yeah. Yeah, no. Alma World, look at the second one. Yeah, Book with Spike Cave, and Alucard has done everything else on the mountain except for that, so he will last location in all likelihood.
Yes. I always pick 10. Where do you think the big key's going to be, Scarlet?
Absolutely horrendous. Let's go with 20.
20? Oof. You're thinking behind whatever boss is in the ice arena?
Yes, indeed, as they have some Landmos on Biddy. First sight of Landmos today. Yeah, we're not quite sure how we wound up with Inverted Swordless Randomizer either, Super Bobo World, since this is a podcast. We're not sure what.
I do recommend looking at the first hour of this because it was quite entertaining.
Quite entertaining.
It was
bad.
An hour in, and we had 4 hearts, and yeah, exhausted all checks.
And we're doing the world's worst ice palace too because there was just nothing else.
They literal last locationed a bug net in Ice Palace, which gave them Light World access. Yeah, we're not
100%
sure
last location. They had like one more check I think they could do at that point.
I think we even had that.
But it was further in Ice Palace, so
Yeah.
Yeah, Bombers was that further check.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I consider that, considering the Bombos thing, basically, still that's just a literal last location bug net of all things. Because the Ice Palace was full of unfriendly enemies. They had an out of logic blue cane, both rods, 4 hearts,
unfortunately, looks
mail, and a bottle, and that was it.
Looks like your check 20 is not going to be at the bottom because Scarlet has not yet gone right side. She chose to continue on to do blind on ice.
What?
Before doing the right side compass room, so
it was pretty spectacular. The first hour was just them dying a lot.
It was pretty great.
Yeah. That Ice Palace is horrendous.
And we loved every second of it.
Yeah. There's a reason that we're not done more than 2 hours. There's the bug for Alucard, who actually decided to do this before
Alucard.
doing the Ice Palace.
Oh,
Good girl.
right?
Good.
Probably, kicking himself in the butt here, having cleared Misery Mire completely before doing
Silver's
this.
Ice blind
Oh.
today, I guess is where that is.
Okay, so that was essentially required.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing essentially every boss, but whatever was in Ice Palace today.
And we'll know what that was by probably unless if it's a
Process
repeat,
of
we will.
elimination.
Yeah, well, Process of Elimination will either know what it is or we know it's a repeat of something. We have seen 2 of our 3 repeats. We have seen 2 Helmasaurs and we've seen 2 Mothulas. No, we've actually seen all our repeats, so
2
this will be a
blinds.
unique
Yeah,
one.
that was our second blind as well, so.
Yeah, that's all our repeats today, so we will know what our which boss we're never
We
seeing
won't be
today.
seeing Shrine. We'll be seeing Moldorm, probably on Vanilla Moldorm 2 Arena.
Yeah,
What it looks like.
we also haven't seen a Landmos and we haven't seen an Argus yet.
We saw Landmo.
Oh, wait, we did. That were brain.
Alucard, yeah.
Oh, Cold Stare is the one we haven't seen yet. Let's try to remember what the
Cold Stare, yeah. But Cold Stare is an Ice Palace because it has to be an ice. Swordless. It will force a Cold Stare because that's the only room that has the medallion. I believe that it's forced in Ice Palace there.
And I think
so
that was like chest number 8
that.
or something along those lines to the big key in the right side of GT.
Yeah, it was not keeping track actually.
Yeah. Meyer had Landmos, I forgot. Brain fart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cold Stare has to be an Ice Palace, right? Thank you for the reminder. So our remaining 2 bosses in GT will be an Argus and a Moldorm. Can Argus even appear in Moldorm 2's arena? I don't think so,
I am not sure on that one.
But it's likely going to be Argus on the dirt arena, and then Moldorm Vanilla. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you, Jossie, in chat.
Can't appear. Okay.
Yeah, Sippy saying in chat, I'd like to imagine Vitor had a special slide of piece of code to render that gives Alucard seeds. Lol. Here's the Alucard's second Mothula of the day. Shadows were actually a horrendous thing to see because of just having to time it with limited resources was not fun earlier in the seed, but now they're as easy as the UGR randomizer. Just hook shot the things and you're fine. But that is Alucard's 7th crystal, now at 2 hours and 10.
At this point, it is still anyone's game. We don't know what's the top of GT. For all we know, Scarlet could be the victim of an unfortunate Wallmaster. Wallmaster would be sent back down and have to do this climb all over again.
Yep.
So there's still race to be had here.
But that also depends on how Alucard routes it. If he, we'll see where. No, not going to go full right here, but so he'll probably pick up those silvers.
It was in Compass Room. We might see him pick up the key. It's very possible that he is doing some type of dark magician-y strats. He will peace out once getting either the Firebar room or Rando room and then go right. In which case, he might bail before going to the bottom.
Yeah, because silvers are all the way behind the Ice Arena boss.
They are. I don't think he will, knowing that he still doesn't have silvers, and his last remaining checks are 3 in Ice Palace, or 2 in Ice Palace, versus the 3 at the bottom. I feel like he's not going to.
Well, his remaining checks are Ice Palace, Green Pendant, and Ped, so...
Yeah. So I highly doubt we're gonna see him
couple
skip.
tablets is the other one. Yeah, just nothing.
Oh yeah, the book did put the tablets in logic.
And I guess Pyramid Fairy, just a load of nope, pretty much. So
yeah. A lot of just not good places, though.
No,
I don't
pretty much all
imagine we'll see him skip.
Yeah, no, I don't
here,
think so either. GT is by far and away the most checked-in location. Everything else is more or less a one-off.
Argus, the menu boss in Swordless. It's the most painful Swordless boss. It really is. It's not like Arma, like it's Trinex is not super great as well, but you don't have to every single hit. You don't have to swap back and forth. It'd be nicer if the hook shot and the hammer were next to each other, so you could quick swap to them. But
yeah,
I don't even think it's faster to quick swap because they're just so far away from one another.
Yeah. Argentum, we got a rather nasty inverted swordless atomizer seed today. And Alucard is going right side GT now. Oh boy.
Yeah, before doing
silvers.
the boss. I don't blame him here. This makes sense. Oh, he's doing a tile room check before going right. That's interesting.
Oh.
We'll get to see what's in the tile room. Meanwhile, nothing on this tower climb has been too bad yet. That's one thing Atomizer does, is it usually makes this tower climb much easier than it normally would be.
Yeah. Yeah, Alucard plugged this well behind having forgotten to pick up the book on his first trip up East Lake Death Mountain.
Yeah.
He was up there before Scarlet was, but unfortunately just skipped Spike Cave for whatever reason. Yeah, so the runners, you said that neither of them will be available for an interview, unfortunately.
Yeah, both of them are otherwise occupied.
It is unfortunate. I am currently reading through the race time room because this took place about 2 weeks ago on the 23rd of December.
Alucard doing what we expected. Come on, go left, go left. Not piecing out. This is good.
That's good. Yeah, but I am looking
He's
at race time, and I will. I'm currently reading the race time room for their post for the little chat they had after the race about the seed. Oh no, Alucard, no. Leaving behind silvers.
Oh. Why would you do
Voldorm
that?
is 3-eyed today. That actually doesn't look too horrendous.
No. No.
The symmetry there is decent.
Yeah.
I still don't like the the random-eyed Voldorm, so that one's not as bad as some of the others. Yeah, I'll be summarizing some of their conversation in the race room afterwards, I guess. Because they had some things to say about this seed. Alright, agonometry time for Scarlet. So that's nopety nope. That's a 0. First one. That was a double there. And that was a single. Another double. And another single. And there we go. No, Drosy, Alucard straight up doesn't have silvers.
He bailed out after getting the key.
Yeah.
It's a bad. You don't want to do it. It's a 2-frame window to hit Ganon, and it's not. It's not worth it. I mean, unless he's looking to get the hint as to where silvers were from Ganon himself.
It's not like he has many other places for silvers besides GT.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Scarlet does drop into GT or drop into Ganon and start hammering away at him.
He's hoping to find them on the climb. Well, he's not. Silvers are behind the ice boss Mathmat. Probably botched that. Sorry. Yeah, silvers are behind the ice arena boss, which is today a blind. Normally ice armors.
I believe it was the top right check. Yeah. Meanwhile, Alucard trying to do this a little bit better by pulling 2 puffs in one go, but it doesn't save time if you miss, unfortunately, and
he's missing.
Oof, it's hard to pull off.
Yeah.
He's doing a rather decent job at it, though.
Is.
Oof. Oh no, Scarlet was too high up, not getting the hits on Ganon, and took a bat. Gonna have to redo the fight.
That was a very...
This is good for Alucard, though. Possible to him get back.
Those silvers, though.
Yeah.
Also, what happened there with Argus, actually?
So when Argus leaves the room, it triggers the door to, open because there's no enemies in the room.
So when he just decides to go up and out,
because it doesn't trigger on on the death of the enemy. It triggers on like every other kill room when there's no enemies on screen.
I remember it happens with China. I forget it happened to Argus too.
Yep, when he leaves the room, it's considered no enemies in the room, so it glitches out there. So you only have to do the first phase if he's there.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Scarlet choosing to go back to that shop, pick up that blue potion,
and then do the save.
I don't know what she's doing here.
Save quit from Light World. That's probably the fastest.
Oh yeah, right, because
they've done that.
That makes sense.
It's inverted and they've done Aga, yeah, so this is
chat, that is exactly like Mimic Clip. All kill rooms, if there's no enemies on screen, then it considers them all dead and it opens up. And that room is a kill room. It just happens to have a boss in it, normally.
Yeah.
And those 2 bosses actually do leave the room. So it considers them not there anymore.
Yeah. ALTT. Just a little quirk of the coding that gets screwy when you add randomizer to the mix.
Yeah. Scarlet doing her second attempt at the pig here. It needs to stand a little bit further down to get it good. Oh, yeah. That hammer hitbox is atrocious. It really is.
It really is.
You gotta go... Yeah. Especially when facing up, it is just the smallest thing you can imagine.
Oh, goodness, yeah. Let's get some hits here, though.
This is a good spot for Ganon to be. Oh, wow. That was a good bug dash hit for Aga. Like, that had to have been just luck. There's no way he could have actually planned that. That was... Oof.
Looking at ergonometry being a little tricky.
A little bit tricky, yeah. Oof. You need some decent hits. And down. Meanwhile, Scarlet getting past the harder phases and getting on to the more easy ones here. Phase 3 goes by usually without any hitches, and with Silver's Phase 4 won't be that big of a problem.
Yep. Oh no, Silver is my one true weakness. For Alucard will say something about Silver's again in my tower.
Did you find Silver's in my tower? It does look like that is what he is planning to do. He's either trying to do Silverless strats, or he's gonna get that hint and then peace out.
Yeah. Scarlet refilling her health with a blue potion, has a second as well just in case.
Unfortunately, only able to get the single there. Got knocked into that lamp and...
Trying to get doubles or triples is kind of hard with Hammer. There we go.
There we go. GG's. Get your GG's in chat. As Scarlet crosses the most dangerous 1x3 bridge in Hyrule.
And takes home game 4.
The most game. There we go. And...
GG's.
GG.
2:23:08, taking home game 4 for FROMPS time, which did move them on to conference finals.
And that is with an official RTGG time of 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 8 seconds.
As Alucard takes a
Ganon and takes home the win for their team.
Indeed. GG's. Alucard taking a death to Ganon, but thankfully has a fairy. And now we get to see the graphical glitch fest that is Randomizer credits.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Alucard, you also have it on double speed. Why?
Yeah. Randomizer makes credits incredibly screwy.
Oh. This match happened on December 23rd. This was the Game 4 match of Stoops Troop versus FROMPS time, and after seeing where that hint was that the hint? Did I miss it?
That was the hint, yes. And Alucard here has decided to call it quits.
Does indeed forfeit.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, unfortunately. So that was the final game of the season for Stoops Troop. Since they were there was 1 and 2 going into this game 4 of a 5-game series, and Scarlet took home her team's 3rd win. So that was them moving on to conference finals, I believe. I am not going to they unfortunately cannot join us for an interview, but I will go summarize some of their conversation in race time. Scarlet's comment after finishing is, "I died so many times that I started only doing stupid checks. I was 100% sure that I would lose." And stupid book only Alucard's opinion on that, but I also bunch. Scarlet, I'll never do Clown Fiesta again. Never. Alucard's comment was, "Don't do that again sometime." There were a bit of a conversation here about how Alucard went up Death Mountain somewhat early, but didn't find a book for ages. Yeah, and then they had them both not getting the Light World access till about the hour.
Yeah, they both did end up getting it roughly at exactly the same time.
Yeah. Posting the race time link in chat if people want to go read the whole thing. Couple discussions about some of the quirks about the settings. Apparently, Scarlet went to Eastern because she mismarked it.
That's why she beat Eastern. I was wondering about that.
Yeah. Apparently, she never did Dark Death Mountain because she thought she was behind and was metagaming that he hadn't finished yet, so it couldn't be there. Like Hookshot Cave and whatnot, apparently. So that's why she went late. Games.
That's why she never checked. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with that,
Yeah,
if you don't have any final comments,
really
we will have one more match that isn't on the schedule coming up here in about a half hour.
It is another podcast. Let me go.
Yes.
But
between
it will be Zero Nix of Amish Paradise and Relan Tankir of Team Oops Davara Nicht, also well aware I botched it. Casual boot date, so a lot less nutty than whatever this was.
Yep. The command for that is League. That has the schedule links on it. But again, the restream isn't actually on the schedule because it is a podcast. So that'll be happening again in about a half hour from now. So stick around. I hope everyone here has a good night. Yep. And I'm signing off.
Thanks for watching, everyone.